Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're looking into the disappearance of Patricia Lee Otto. She is from Lewiston, Idaho. She was 24 years old, 5'3", 140 pounds. She was last seen late in the evening, September 1976. She got in an argument with her husband. And supposedly, allegedly, she left the house angrily and never returned. She left behind her belongings, including her car, her wedding rings, which she normally didn't remove. They were found in his coat pocket, her husband's coat pocket, Ralph's. But they've since been lost. The marriage was strained and difficult. She had left on her own before and taken the children with her. She had filed for a divorce in 1976, but later reconciled with her husband. They were fighting at the time because he believed she was unfaithful to him. After her disappearance, Ralph told the two young daughters that their mother had abandoned them. The authorities believe she was murdered, and her husband Ralph is the prime suspect. One of the couple's daughters said he was an alcoholic who said incriminating statements about himself in relation to her case. Another daughter, then 3 years old, said she saw the father assault the mother on the night she disappeared and that he had his hands around her neck. Less than a year after she vanished, he was convicted of hiring a contract killer to murder the lead investigator, but it was overturned on a technicality. He died of a heart attack a few years later while in jail on an unrelated case. The daughters were raised by their paternal aunt and uncle after their father's death. One of the daughters is now deceased, but the other is still alive and looking for answers in her mother's case. So then I went to look for some Jane Does. She has a scar on her hat back, blonde hair, hazel eyes. And I saw this one, and this one is pregnant, but she looked a lot. When I put the photos next to each other, with the noses and the eyes and where they were, and she looks a lot like her. I know her hair's all done up, but if her hair wasn't all done up, to me she looked a lot like her. And she died in 1970 to 1975, suspected homicide, for age 14 to 25. I don't know if you know who this is. She was about 5'1" to 5'4", 114 to 140 pounds, light brown, sandy or blonde hair. She was pregnant, and they're not sure, but they said she was likely in her 6th to 8th month of pregnancy, so she was pretty far along. She was wearing size 15, 16, possibly junior pants, but she only weighed 114 to 140 pounds. I don't know. Oh, because she was pregnant, so she'd have to get bigger pants. Oh, yeah. It could have been junior pants, modified in length, ankle high, lace-up shoes, remnants of clothing that consisted of red cloth, white cloth, and zippers. So, the female's remains were found by hunters in a wooded area underneath a log on the side of a hill near Elgin, Oregon, about 100 feet from a nearby road. The location is 18 miles from La Grande, Oregon, near the Finley Creek. The Jane Doe may not have been from the area she was located in, as there's no one missing that fits her description in that area. Some investigators consider the possibility that the teenager or young woman may have fallen victim to Gary Leon Ridgway, who was known to dispose of bodies in Oregon, who was active between the 1970s and 1990s. Others have suggested her case could be connected to the Lewis Clark Valley murders that occurred in states such as Idaho, Washington, and possibly Illinois. The remains of the female and her unborn child were cremated after they were autopsied, although the current location of the remains are unknown. There are current efforts to rediscover them with recent developments in the process of DNA. So they don't even know where her remains are, and they call her the Finley Creek Jane Doe, so that's pretty sad. And I thought, well, that, to me, that looks a lot like her, but it could easily be somebody else. But yeah, especially like you look at this photo down here, and her hair's not all done up like that, but Then we have this one, and she was discovered in 1978. She was killed years prior. Lynn County, Oregon, not recognizable. Partial skeletons only, and that could be her. Who even knows if her remains have been found. This one was located in a forested area off Highway 20 in eastern Lynn County. And then we also have this one, 1981. Date of death 69 to 79, 20 to 30 years old, a white female. They don't have very much information. A crude cross made of sticks and shoelace was found near the area of the remains. They found the descendant's cranium and 3 bone fragments were discovered at a dump site in the wooded of Olympia, Washington. So I'm not sure if they found her remains or who's they. And this one they don't know what color her hair was. 66 to 76, age 18 to 40. Oh, she was 4'11" to 5'1". Healed fracture on her right nasal bone. Leather coat with fringe. Levi blue jeans. 29 inseam. Platform style sandal. 2-inch heel. So, yeah. Some metal rings. A yellow tan leather strip with 2 yellow metal rings. Decorative strip seed beads. So they were found by a moss hunter at Highway 20 near Swamp Mountain Road in Lynn County. So I'm not sure if her remains have been found or what happened to her body or if it's any of these at all, because you just don't know what somebody would do with a body after something like that. But it's really sad. And I don't know if this one's her or not. Because they didn't mention she was pregnant or anything like that. It just, looking at the face, I don't know, it just kind of reminded me of her. So I don't know. If you have any information or you know of anything, you can contact authorities. But that's very sad, and please don't forget to pray for her loved ones, because that's just very sad to lose your mother like that. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.